Hi guys, welcome to my channel and very happy to have you here for my first recommendation ever. In my previous video I was doing an introduction and I was talking about the manga Akira. So that's the manga I'm going to talk here. I know that most of the people know the movie, which is an amazing animation movie, one of the best animation movie ever, no doubt about it. But I prefer the manga itself, the book, because you have much more. I wish the animation was also as deep and as long as the manga, but they had to cut and choose to do something a little bit more, compact. In 2 hours, you cannot put everything because Akira is a pretty long manga. It's not as long as I don't know One Piece or Dragon Ball, for example. But still, in 2 hours, you cannot adapt the full story. They will maybe probably had to do at least maybe two movies if they wanted to do it. Why I recommend this manga? Because it's my favorite manga ever. Let's show you are following the story of Akira. So in the 80s, they were making experimentation on those kids, and they had psycho power. And at some point, one of them literally explode and you can follow, we are in Tokyo, and you can totally get that the Japanese have the trauma from the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So this is talking about that too, explosion and chaos. So we are following the story. So Akira explode and they rebuild Tokyo. They call it Neo Tokyo, and like around 30 years later in the future, and we follow those guys, punks, guys that are not doing good at school and they are getting into fights and have motorcycle. And you can also read like the Japanese society, all those kids that they are lost, they don't know what to do in the future. I think Katsuhiro Otomo is talking also about that, about his vision of the Japanese society in the 80s. You have to remember that the first manga arrived in 84. So I was talking about society in general, like at that time, but also about history in Japan in general, and more about World War II and atomic bomb. So and you can feel like that's the Japanese trauma, and that's like the core, the main core. So I related to the history of Japan with this manga. So we're following those young guys, and at some point, one of them had an accident, and they discovered that he had a psychic power too. And this guy, because he was all the time an underdog, his name is Tetsuo. He's one of the main character. I mean, let's say the second one. I would say the first one is Canada. I know you will see Akira, but you don't see the story through his eyes, just because he's the most powerful kid. So when this guy discovered his power and he's feeling like a god, can imagine he's gonna use it, and not for good, and he's gonna go in the quest to search Akira and try to be stronger. And you have Canada try to follow him, to have a revenge. I don't tell everything, and at the same time recovering his friend, because after all he was his friend that they knew each other since childhood. So you have all those amazing, like complex. It talks about military, about research in psycho powers, and at the same time you have all those movements, punks and cyberpunk, because the manga is very cyberpunk and I love it. I love the style, kind of, like Ghost in the Shell and everything, but not this one, not as futuristic, definitely. So yeah, you can follow the adventure of these guys, and I can tell you, Neo Tokyo end up to be very very bad. And that's the thing that I love about this manga. You can literally see all like the when Neo Tokyo explodes. It's not because in the manga, the movie, it happened just twice, at the beginning and at the end. But this here, you have a lot of destruction through the manga, and a lot of iconic plan scene. I mean, the graphic for me are amazing. The drawing is they are amazing. The details on the building, it's something incredible. Literally, sometimes it takes 2 pages of just one explosion, and you see all the building destroyed. It's just beautiful in the chaos and the destruction. It's a beautiful chaos. I don't know. Katsuhiro Otomo for me is just a genius. When I was kid, I was trying to reproduce a lot of those kind of things because I love it. How, you know, even a guy like James Cameron took inspiration of Akira. When you look at Terminator 2, which was already something that I'm going to talk about in another video, that's for sure. And you see all the you know, the great spirit, like inspire themselves, and they know what is good, you know. So yeah, you have a lot of explosion there, you know. And like I said, like in even James Cameron, that took inspiration of that in the Terminator 2 scene when you have the nuclear explosion. So a lot of is going on, a lot of characters, they try to survive. The military arrive. You have a you know, cults following Tetsuo, following Akira. You have the guy from the with psycho power. We have the military, and they all try to survive and get what they want through this total chaos, which I don't know, I just love it. And it's deep. You have a long moment of sort of explanation about what those kids had uh, as an experiment in the past in understand little by little. It's a bit I mean, from what I remember, it was a bit complex when I was younger to read, but it's just beautiful. And Katsuhiro Otomo creates those like I say, iconic moments, but also, you know, you have a very style. You have like this style. You have like Tetsuo sitting on his throne. That's so mythical. You know, you have like this throne is. It's just amazing. I think it's a part of the pop culture. Definitely, you look at a movie like Ready Player One, you can find the bike of like Canada bikes. So it's part of the pop culture. Is a total masterpiece. And yeah, I would definitely recommend more the manga for the duration. It's lots more development. They develop way more. Of course, is the base material, you know. And you're gonna get more explosion. You're gonna get more. You're gonna get some Tetsuo, very Terminator at some point, fighting in the boats on the middle of the sea with all those area, military area, that just just amazing. So my recommendation, it's you should read Akira, definitely, for your pop culture, for the genius of Katsuhiro Otomo, who even marks some people like James Cameron. So don't hesitate. Maybe in the future I'll do a video about the movie, because the animation is just incredible, just incredible. I think that was the gates, literally the gates of the more adult animation. When the American and Europeans say, "Oh wow, yeah, okay, okay," that's the Japanese are not kidding with the animation. It doesn't have to be just for kids. I mean, it were not for kids already before, but I think it was, kind of, it opens the door because it was so in advance of its time. So my recommendation, Akira by Katsuhiro Otomo, totally masterpiece. And if you want to talk a bit about, don't hesitate. Yeah, I love this manga. It's just the best. It's just the best. Akira, viva Akira.